Hello and welcome to the Kanban tutorial. I'm going to show you how you can implement a Kanban logic in a process of two machines in sequence. So this is our beautiful production process. We have two processing stations in sequence, and the sources are generating customer orders, and between the customer and our production, a Kanban logic is included. That means basically the path above represents the order path. The lower part of each Kanban logic represents the product path. And behind this Kanban logic, a match block, which I will show you soon, is introduced. And this match block consists of two queues. The Q1 is responsible for the orders, and Q2 is responsible for the products, the items. And now we assume the second queue is the FGI. So whenever items are available in the FGI, orders can be satisfied, and the orders are shipped to the customer. On the same time, when a Kanban bin got empty, this empty bin goes to the production and is refilled. And when it's refilled, it goes back to the corresponding Kanban. The reason why we have three sources is that in this example, three different product types are assumed. And for each product type, our own Kanban logic is generated. So we can the model start, the Java applet is generated. Takes a few seconds. Here is the Java applet. And we can the model run. So we can see now order is generated, and we can also see orders are already satisfied as the customer. Right now, nothing has produced because the Kanban size is more than the customer is requested. So we have to wait until the Kanban is empty so that it is going to be reproduced. So perhaps we can increase a little bit the speed. So now the first Kanban has arrived in production, is refilled, and is sent back. So we can have here a double click on this logic, and this is the logic behind. I told you the first queue is responsible for the orders. And now the orders are waiting in the match block in Q1. This is exactly that queue. When FGI is available, so this is the match condition of this match block. So there has just to be an agent available. If an agent is available, the customer order is satisfied and sent out of the Kanban. At the same time, the empty bin or the used product is sent to a batch block. And the batch block assembles agents depending on the Kanban lot size. In this case, we have a Kanban lot size of 10 agents. So it collects, the batch block collects 10 agents. These are empty agents, and then they are sent to the exit block here, and then they are going to the production. When they arrive the enter block here, they go to the unbatch, and they are sent to the FGI, which is the Q2 of the match block. And now we need in the beginning the initial inventory to have start inventory. So in the beginning, we are generating the number of Kanbans times Kanban lot size. So that's the reason why we have here 30 items generated at the beginning. So we start with a fully utilized system regarding the FGI in this model. And in the beginning, 30 agents are waiting. So I've also prepared a little outline for you. So let me switch to the tutorial Kanban. So here the model again is represented, the little objective, and then we have the specification, the arrival times, the processing times, the setup times, batch sizes, the lot size, and the amount of Kanbans. And here the step-to-step implementation plan is available. And this is what I like to present you in this little tutorial. So let me switch back to AnyLogic. So here in AnyLogic, we generate a new model, Control N. The model is named Tutorial Kanban. The simulation time is in hours. So I make sure I select hours and we finish it. Takes a few seconds and here the model appears. So the first step is that we have to generate an agent. So we drag and drop the parameter in the agent. The agent is called product. We create it from the scratch. Next one, no visualization is needed. Next one, parameters. We need 3 parameters. The first one is the prodtype parameter, which is an integer. Next one is the parameter arrival time is a double. And the last one is quantity. This quantity is an integer. And we can set here a default value of 0, and we also set a default value for the arrival time for the prodtype. We set as 0. Good. Finish. Now we have here our agent product. So let's go back to the main agent. We go to the agent palette. We search for a parameter. We drag and drop the first parameter inside. This parameter call is called arrival underscore rates. And now we would like to change it to another type, because this gets now an double array. And an array is a collection, or you can compare it with a vector. Yeah? So you can store different elements in this array. And the idea is that we store our 3 arrival rates regarding our 3 different customer sources. And then we have to include here the code bracket 0, 0, 0, and then we have initialized the default value. Now we do the same with the remaining 4 parameters. Next parameter is called number underline of Kanbans. Is again other brackets to an array, and then again brackets 0, 0, 0 into closing bracket. Next parameter, perhaps I can enlarge it a little bit. So that should be fine. This one is called Kanban underscore lot size. Other double. And if you need an integer array, then you just name it integer, so int brackets. So brackets 0, 0, 0. Then the next one is the proc time for the processing time. Proc underscore time. This is again other type. Brackets another bracket 0, 0, 0. And of course, you could also copy that one. So I mark it. Control C, Control V. Here is the new proc time. And we rename this one to setup time. So now we are going to transfer the specification to our parameters. So we go back to the arrival rates. The first arrival rate is 0.15, 0.2, and 0.25. So the processing times are 1 hour, 1.2, and 1.4. And I think the next one in the outline are the setup times. Yes. 5 hours, 4 hours for item 2. Item 3 has 2 hours. Then the Kanban lot size is defined by 10, 12, and 14. And the number of Kanbans are 3 to 1. 3, 2, 1. So now, and we do now a proper coding, yeah. If you let the debugger run, then you won't get any mistakes. But the proper initialization would be new double brackets. Then it's according to the Java rules. So we include that, of course, for all new double brackets for Kanban lot size, new double brackets, and as well for that one, new double brackets, and as well for the setup time, new double brackets. So, and later on, we will get some issues because of the definition of the double value of the number of Kanbans and Kanban lot size, but we will come to that later. So, and next we search for discrete statistics element. So we go to analysis, we drag and drop a statistic element into it. We rename it to stat underscore service, where are you? Service underscore level underscore global. This is in discrete statistics, and this is done. So now we are creating our agent. We go to the agent library, drag and drop the agent into the model, doesn't matter. It's an agent type only. The agent name is, where is my PDF? Is called Kanban logic, capital K, Kanban underscore logic. We create it from the scratch and we finish. And immediately the Kanban logic opens. Then we drag and drop from the process library the necessary parts into the model. We need a batch block. Then we need the match and the batch and unbatch. Where are you? Here is the batch block and the unbatch. Then we need the source. We can connect the source already. I can enlarge it again. We are going to connect the source here. So we connect the batch with the match. And then we need to find in the presentation, where is my presentation library? Where are you? Here are you. I need a rectangle. I need a text. So the text, I immediately rename that one so that we can see what we are talking about. This is Kanban. Kanban. Then we can switch the properties of the rectangle to a beautiful color. So fill color in the outline is green. I choose a purple one here. Then we need lines. First line. So then I'm copying that one. 1, 2, and 3. Copies of the line, then we have our 4 lines. Then all things should be an icon. This is an icon, the text is an icon, the rectangle is an icon, and those 2 lines are icons as well. Then we go back to the agents library, then we need 4 ports. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we are going to rename the names of the ports. So I'm trying to select the first port. That was the line. So I have this one, this port here is called, this is the lower right one. Our left one, this is the in underscore port material. On the opposite one, this is the out port material. We are not going to show the names. I do the same here, do not show the names. Then I select that port here. This is the out port underscore for orders. We are not going to show the names. And now I can select that one. So this is the in underscore port order. We are not going to show the names. And then I can try to finalize the connections. So, of course, I made a little mistake. That makes no sense here. I have to switch batch and unbatch. Allez hop. Allez hop. So where's my batch? So that one should connect it here. That's fine. The unbatch is a little bit slow, my analogic today. The unbatch is connected here, and then we can connect the unbatch with that port here. Fine. This is the order port. Connected with the Q1. And the output of the match connected with the output orders. And we connect the output of the batch with the output of our Kanban logic. Now the logic is there. Now we need parameters. We need one parameter called prod_type. This is an integer. We need another one, which is called number of Kanbans. Then we need another one, which is called Kanban underscore lot size. So this is an integer. Number of Kanbans is an integer. And then we go to analysis palette, and then we drag and drop a statistics element. The name is stat underscore service underscore level. Discrete statistics. That's fine. So now we define the default values of our three parameters. So the prod type is by default is 0. The number of Kanbans is 10. And the Kanban lot size is 10 as well. So then we go to the match. We enable here maximum capacity for both queues. And we switch the agents to our product agent we recently generated. And we do that for all blocks. So unbatch, product. For the batch, the new batch is as well a product. We check here in advanced, that's fine. We go to the source. We have to select in the source the agent 2 times, as well in the advanced section. Here is the product. So we have changed now all agents. Now we configure the batch block. So select the batch block, go to the properties. Then what we're going to do is the batch size. The batch size is defined in the Kanban lot size. So we enter the parameter Kanban control space. Where are you? Lot size. And then we go on exit, because what we are generating, what the batch is generating is a new agent, yeah? And we have to transfer the properties of the agent, of the old agent to the new agent. So we talk to the old agent, to the new agent, which is batch. I want to do it, of course, on exit when the agent is leaving. Batch dot. Then we can find the parameter control space. And then we go for the prodtype equals to the parameter prodtype. Semicolon. And another one is the batch quantity. Batch quantity. We have to find those two attributes in our agent product. Equals to the parameter Kanban lot size. So communicating with this side, with the new generated agent, we have to use the operator batch. Then you can talk again to your agent product. And there we have defined the 3 items, which you can see: prodtype, arrival time, and quantity. And this is what we are doing here in the batch block, that we assign the new agents the same attributes as the old agent, which arrived in the batch block. So now we have to configure the source. So here in the properties, the rifles are defined not by an array. We use the inject function, and the inject function is there. That means somebody else calls the source, please release a specific amount of items. And then we also define on exit the prodtype there. So agent prodtype equals to the parameter prodtype, control space, prodtype, semicolon. Now we need an event to trigger this beautiful source here. So we go to the agent library, drag and drop an event. Where is the name of this event? Is startup. Start. We write it together. Where is my Excel? Startup. We write it together. Startup. It's a timeout. It occurs once, and the absolute occurrence time is at time 0 when the model is built. And there we want that the source injects the amount of Kanbans to make sure that in the beginning of the simulation, FGI is utilized. So according to the outline, we have to rename the source as well. So this is called initial underscore inventory. The match block has also a different name as I recognize now. This is match underscore inventory. Unbatch and batch remain the same. So we go back to the startup. And now we write in the action field the code which we would like to execute. So we talk to the source. The name of the source is initial underscore inventory, control space. And the function to inject is simply inject. Inject. And now we have to define the amount. And this is number of Kanbans times Kanban lot size. And finally, we are calculating the service level of the Kanban. So we are interested in Q1. So that means we are interested in the action on enter 1 and on exit 1. So we need a timestamp here of the arrival time. We store this information in agent.arrival time. So this is the unused parameter of our product agent. Wrong one. This is the correct one. Arrival time equals equals to the time function. So we are now storing the information for each order arrives here at the simulation time. So the simulation time is now transferred to the arrival time of our product agent. Now we can calculate the service level. So we need the if function. If the agent dot arrival time equals 2 equal signs to the time, that means that no time has been spent in queuing. If that holds true, the service level is 1. So we need a bracket. And we add a 1 to the statistic element, stat service level dot add a 1. Close the brackets, and else we open the bracket again, stat service level should be 0 dot add a 0, semicolon, we close the brackets, and semicolon for closing the if statement. So now we are ready to copy the structure in our main agent. So for that I need a little bit more space. So we need the palette process modeling library. We need 3 sources. This one is called source underscore orders 0. Then I'm copied that. Source underscore, and I copy it again. So sources are here. What else do I need? Then I need my Kanban blocks, which we have generated 3 of them. So I drag and drop the first Kanban block inside. Here is the first Kanban block. I rename that one to Kanban logic product 0. Then you can copy that or drag and drop a new one. Copy, paste. This is the Kanban logic 2. Of course, I don't want to have this connector here. And then the last one is here, is Kanban for product 2. So then I can move the source a little down. This one as well. And then I can already connect the source with the order import. I do that with all 3 sources. And also with our last source. So then, unfortunately, I have to zoom out again a little more. I need a little more space here, so I mark those 3 blocks, and I'm going to move that one a little bit to the right. And so that it looks beautiful, I do the same with the sources so that they're online. Yeah, more or less. You can do that, of course, more beautiful. Then we go again back to the process library. Then we are going to model our process. We need a queue, which is called queue underscore station underscore 1. We need a delay block, which is called processing station underscore 1. Then I'm going to copy that one, copy, paste it in. I put it down. Then they have already the correct name, and I connect them. A little bit slow today. And then we need a split block, because when we are finished with the processing, we have to decide, is it order item 1, 0, or 2. So we are going to take the select output here. Then we connect the processing station. With the select output. So if it is product 1, then it should go to the item import of Kanban 1. So then I connect that port. With the second Kanban, the third port, with the remaining one. So, and on the other hand, we need to connect now when the Kanban is empty, then we need to reproduce. And we go to our production. We do that for our all other Kanbans. This is a little bit boring, I know. But we are almost done. Perfect. There happened a little mistake, but I don't mind today. And then we need a sync. And for a sync, we connect the finished delivered items. So now we can press the debug button. Model successfully built. So now we can enter live to our processing stations. So setup time and processing time for both station is the same. So I take the first one. In this case, we don't need the triangular, but first I change it to hours. And then I'm going to calculate the processing time. So we have given the processing time per item. So I have to multiply it by the Kanban size. The Kanban size is stored in this array. So I talk to the array Kanban size. Kanban size. Then we need the prodtype if it's 0, 1, or 2, because we want to have for items 0 the first entrance here in this array, for item 1 the second entrance, and for item 2 the third entrance. So this information is stored in the agent. Okay, we have of course first to change it to product. Then I have access to the attributes, and the attribute is prodtype. Then I'm going to multiply it with the processing time. So the processing time is stored in the array proctime. Proctime. And this is an array. And I need here as well the information which prodtype it is. And this is again stored in agent prodtype. Here is it. So this is now responsible for the processing time. And now we need the exponential distributed setup time. So plus exponential. And we have the setup times. So I have to divide it 1.0 divided by the setup time. This is again an array setup time at the position agent dot prodtype. And that's it for it. Of course, in the end, I can put a semicolon. So then we are going to change all blocks first to product. Product, fine. Second source, we change it to product. This agent should change as well. Product, and the third one should change to product as well now. Then we have here our select output. Is product already. Q station is still an agent. We want to have a product here as well. Q station 2 is a product. This is a product as well. And what we can do now is we can copy the processing time, the delay time from this processing station 1. Copy that. And we transfer it to our second processing station. We delete the triangular distribution. We insert our combination of processing time and setup time, and then we transfer it, the unit, from seconds to hours. And then I guess we have just one remaining block to check, and that should be as well type product. So, and the final part is that we have to define the Kanban parameters for all 3 Kanban logics. So if you click on the first Kanban logic, you can see within the Kanban logic, we have the 3 parameters: prodtype, number of Kanbans, and Kanban lot size. We have here default values, which we have entered in this Kanban logic. But we already know, according to the specifications, that we have specific lot sizes and number of Kanbans for each Kanban circle. And now we do that here. So the number of Kanbans for prodtype 0 is defined in number of Kanbans of the array at position 0. The Kanban lot size is stored in the array Kanban lot size at position 0. We go to the second Kanban logic, we do the same, but we change the prodtype to 1. Number of Kanbans in brackets 1. Kanban lot size 1 at position 1. We do that for the last one as well. We change the prodtype to 2. And you can immediately see that I'm now overriding the parameters in the agent Kanban logic. So each Kanban logic agent has now its own parameters. And you can see that I'm overriding it because the prodtype turns to be bold. Number of Kanbans at the position 2. And finally, Kanban lot size at the position 2 as well. So, and finally, we have to define the select output because we want that item 0 are going to the first exit, item 1 going to the second, and item 2 are going to the third output. So we change the use to exit number, and then we have to enter here the prodtype. And this is stored in agent.prodtype. But unfortunately, in the prodtype now for item 0, 0 is stored, but it should go to the first exit. So we have to add +1 to that. And if it's item 1, it should go to the second exit here. So that is fine as well with the +1. And for item 2, it should go to the third out port, and that's also fitting as well here. Now we can debug it and hopefully we get some errors. Yeah, 7 errors are appearing. And we can see we have some problems in converting double to integer. And that is mainly due that I have specified integer parameters for the Kanban lot size and the amount of Kanbans in the Kanban logic. But outside, as you might recall, I defined them as double values. So number of Kanbans, I change it now to integer. To integer, the Kanban lot size is integer as well. Then we're going to debug it again. And now we don't have any mistakes anymore. And the final part we have to do is to create the statistic element here. So we can copy more or less the functionality within our Kanban lot size or our Kanban logic. So therefore we go back to the Kanban logic and we go to the match inventory. Here is the calculation of our service level. We copy that one. We go back to the main, to the sync. Hello sync. We go to the action on enter. And then we just have to change the service level statistic element because this is now called global. Stat service level global. The same for the second one. We debug it. We have no mistakes. So, and the last part is we have to assign the arrival rates or inter-arrival times to our sources. So source 1. Hello, source 1. Speed up. Here is source 1. So I enlarge that a little. We change it to inter-arrival times. We change it to hours. Then we need exponential, that's fine. And the information is again stored in an array. So it's the arrival rates array at position 0. So we copy that one. We do the same for source 1. We change it to inter-arrival time. We switch to hours. We substitute this one with the copied code. We selected the array at position 1. And we do it for source 2 as well. We change it to inter-arrival time, hours, and we substitute the 1 here by the code, and 2. So, and now we also have to define the prodtype. So we go back to the source 1 on exit, agent.prodtype equals to 0. We copy that line. We do that for source 1. And source 2. Oh, we have to rename that, of course, to 2. Did I rename it here? No, so this is, of course, prodtype 1. We save it. So now we can define the runtime. So I open the simulation, just one click on simulation. We go to the properties. Model runtime is never, so we change it at a specific time. The time is 10,000, 100,000, 10,000. So, and finally, it's time to run the model. Java applet, where are you? I'm waiting. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. And we can run the model. We can run it as fast as possible. Then we can see orders are arriving. They are delivered to the sink. The empty Kanbans are produced, sent back to the FGIs. And now it's your duty to validate and verify if the model works according to the outline. Good luck.